Alright, y'all. We are going to pick up some bales. Normally I like to put the skid steer on backwards, but for a reason when where I had the trailer at, the damn skid steer didn't want to go on, so. But we got Joyce out here. This is I guess replica of my real truck in game. Right down to the 3rd gen wheels, which I have on mine, and the gray paint. Although that's gonna be changing here for too long, I'm hoping. But as far as my real truck goes, I actually swapped it to a 5-speed. So but yeah, the truck I have in real life is 2nd gen, like this. Even got the same headlights. Look at that. Which I guess I've had for a while. But yeah, my real truck I swapped it to a 5-speed. I put an NV4500, heavy duty one actually. The truck is a 94, and the transmission I bought is out of a 97. So, and the transfer case is out of a 97. 97 or 98, I believe. It's a later one. So I had to put a GPS speedometer on my truck, so I have a speedometer. But yeah, I got a rebuilt transmission for $2,800, complete swap for $2,800. Yeah. Complete swap with a rebuilt transmission, and the transfer case was in real good shape. I think the transfer case had a rebuild too, if I'm not mistaken. But I bought the transmission swap off of a gentleman that him and his dad, that's all they do is rebuild old Dodge trucks. And so that's all they do, is rebuild Dodge trucks. And so yeah, it's the shifting is real nice and crisp. Just beautiful. Yeah, I'm way more than happy with it. I mean, she just freaking rips now. Of course, I'm not losing power through the transmission, so and then my wife also got me a aluminum intake. Well, the factory one's aluminum, but it's square and it's restrictive, whereas this one's just a tube. And so yeah, I should have lower EGTs. Like when I was running it, I took it for a test drive after I got the swap done, and the intake was ice cold, so it's definitely lowering EGTs, and I get a little more boost. So, but it's got factory turb ski. But of course, you know, the truck's got 100 horse injectors. I got a 0 fuel plate. I've got a 35 psi overflow valve. 4-inch turbo back, no muffler. And cold air intake on it. Yeah, she's got some good stuff. I mean, I'm probably sitting somewhere around 300 to 400 horsepower, 350 to 400. So not a huge powerhouse by any means, but it's just a really fun truck to drive. It's super, super fun. Damn it. There we go. Why it does that with the skid steer, I'm not sure why it revs it up like that when you're hauling it. But yeah, she definitely freaking rips now. But unfortunately, when I got it done, I took it for a test drive, the brake line, but I was literally not even 100 yards from the house, so it wasn't super bad. But yeah, I replaced the brake lines, and I'm probably gonna have to I gotta replace a wheel cylinder, because I'm getting a little bit of brake pedal fade, and when I went to go bleed the brakes out, I was hardly getting anything from the back passenger wheel. Oh, come on. I'm gonna tell you, it is easier to load bales in real life than it is on Farming Simulator. Ain't that a bitch? But yeah, if that doesn't solve it, then I'm gonna replace my master cylinder, which a master cylinder for an old second gen is pretty cheap. They're like 50-60 bucks, so they're really not that bad. I've got to get a front drive shaft for it, but I can wait a couple months on that because, well, we don't get snow until frickin' January sometimes in Tennessee, so I'm not too worried about that right now. So I'll just wait on that. I had to get the rear drive shaft lengthened by like 4 1/4 inches, and so I had Chattanooga Driveline do that, and it worked out because my wife and we took our son to the Chattanooga Aquarium, which is incredible. So I dropped it off. They actually stayed open late for me to get there because they're in Eastern time and I'm in Central time, which I screwed up on that. But yeah, they stayed open late for me, and then Saturday, I dropped it off Friday, and so we went to the aquarium Saturday, and I told them, look, if it's, you know, I know it's going to be Saturday, so if you want, you can just ship it to me. And they're like, no, we got a couple other projects I want to get caught up on, so I'll have it done for you. I'll just, you know, text you and let you know. So I'm gonna push this a little bit tighter. Alright, that's tight. Tightened up pretty good here. So anyways, yeah, they went ahead and got it done. One day turnaround. Not even half a day. Because I dropped it off about 6 o'clock their time. And so by like lunchtime the next day it was done. So pretty quick turnaround, and my son absolutely loves it. Yeah, go lay down. My son actually absolutely loves the truck now, and he said, "Dad, the wiggle stick transmission is so much better." So now, from that day forth, it's no longer manual transmission; it's wiggle stick transmission. So it has been decided. But yeah, it's the truck I want now. So I mean, I literally have the truck I've been dreaming about since I was in high school. I mean, it's only been, 22 years later. I'm aging myself a little bit here. I mean, yeah, it was a high school dream, and I finally got it at 35, but, you know. But yeah, my son said, "Yeah, Dad, the wiggle stick transmission is so much better. It's so cool now, Dad." And yeah, he absolutely loves it. And someday I'm hoping that truck will be his, so, because I know that truck will outlive me, even with 470,000 miles on it. She's got a lot of miles, but doesn't have any blow-by. So, and my wife, at some point when she's done with school and she gets settled in a job, she's going to start saving up money for another second gen, but she is going to go with a two-wheel drive manual, and it's just going to be kind of a daily driver. So how's that looking? Still pretty tight? Yeah, we can afford to tighten them up some, but I'll worry about that a little bit. Yeah, wiggle stick transmission still just cracks me up. But yeah, that's one thing I have noticed with now being a manual. The truck just seems like it has all kinds of more power. I think it's honestly safe to say I probably was losing, I'd say probably 40 horse through that transmission. But of course, being a second gen and it's got an HX and not an HY, I don't need to change the turbo. Now, if you convert a 24 valve to a manual, you have to change the turbo or you're just not going to get as much power. I learned that on V-Belt and Son, so if you ever get a chance, go check out his videos. Not that he's paying me or asking me to promote his stuff. Obviously he's got way more subscribers than I do, but yeah, he definitely has a lot of knowledge when it comes to second gens. And so, because he's got like, I think, what the hell does he? I think he's got like half a dozen 12 valve or 24 valve second gens. I'm pretty sure it's close to half a dozen of them. And he's built a lot of them, flipped a lot of them. So I mean, his just the ones he has that many. But he's probably flipped, oh god, I want to say 10 or 12 of them. And so he's definitely saved a lot of second gens throughout his life. Shit, we might end up making this a 4-parter. Who knows? And I think I'm actually not going to put a complete full load on this, just because then it makes it easier to unload at the farm. Like if I'm at the limit, I know I have to come back. So, and to get 33 bales on it, you have to stack them on the ramps, which can be a pain in the ass. But so I'm not going to be super worried about putting on the ramps. I'm just going to run it to the end of the wood, because I know I got to come back anyway. Alright. I got to move on to the next one. So therefore, I guess making them super tight is not an absolute necessity. This one might be a little bit longer of a video, but I'm just going to try to get one load over there. Which this load so far, knock on wood, has been going pretty well. Unloading them can be a bit of a fucking challenge, but yeah. And this is definitely enough weight for an old second gen 12 valve for sure. Because if I put 33 bales on there, it's 33,000 pounds, and that does not include what the trailer is. So, yeah, that would definitely be enough of a load. But, you know, hey, we want Farming Simulator to be realistic, but not a complete inconvenience. So, as long as this truck and the game's been converted to an automatic or a manual, we'll be fine. Yeah, the guy I sold the transmission to, I had it on Marketplace for, I think I had $1,500 or $1,300, I think. And the guy offered me $1,000. And so I was like, well, I'll take $1,200 for it. And he said, well, he runs his own sawmill and everything else, so he makes lumber, firewood, he cleans up brush piles and stuff. He just does a lot with wood and land clearing and different things. And so he said, well, he's like, all right. He's like, I appreciate your time. He's like, but right now I've only got $1,000 that I can spare. And so I was like, shit. I've been in that situation. He's got a couple other trucks. He's got a 3rd gen, another 2nd gen, but I've been in that situation where it's just like you need something, but you've only got a certain amount to spend, and that's all there is to it. And so you need it. I get it. I've been there before, and so it's one of them deals where I was like, well, if it keeps me in the good, if it gets what you need and keeps me in the good graces of the Lord, we'll do 1,000. I was like, because I don't need it sitting around. I don't need it, taking up a bunch of space. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do 1,000 with you. And I'm glad I did, because he called me probably, he messaged me like a week later or something, and he was like, I just want to say that I'm, super grateful that you sold me this transmission. He's like, man, it's got my other truck, back up and running again, and making me money and all that stuff. So I was super glad that that I sold it to that guy, because he's really grateful. Hell of a nice guy too. But he said, yeah, the transmission's just great and everything. And I originally swapped it because I was having issues with it, but I knew them to be electrical issues with like a sensor and my TPS delete. Something got a little bit messed up. So I'm just so glad that he's able to get that truck back to work and making some money and supporting his family. That makes me feel really happy about that. So, besides, it might be the one thing that gets me into heaven someday. Oof. I did not think this through. Oh boy. I guess I should have left the ramps down a little bit, yeah. But it'll be alright. We'll just load them like that. Oh, damn it, I did it again. There we go. Oh, what the hell? Damn it. This is not working like I had planned. Jesus Christ. There we go. That was a fiasco. Don't you fall off, you son of a bitch. Oh, for crying out loud. Really? All I'm trying to do is get this loaded up so I can at least go back to the barn and end the video. And it's going to be a pain in the ass. Good gravy. So I should be 30 bales on there, I think. Times 3 is what, 27? So I'll have another, what, 27 bales? Another 20 something bales. And also, just so I know how it can be, I'm gonna hit the save game. Because in case I flip this bitch over, I'll be right back to here. And get a screenshot of that. Check, make sure everything's good. There we go. This is going to be fun. Oof. Alright, let's get this back to the barn and that'll be the end of the video. Unloading is just the reverse of loading, but I can usually take 2 bales at once. Well, I take 2 and then 1 and then 2 and then 1. But I think I'm going to have to move them other bales that I bought out of the way so I can put those in there. What I usually try to do is get it somewhere towards the middle. And that's it. So yeah. I'm gonna screen with that real quick. And we'll grab one of those. But anyways, alright, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the video. So thanks for watching, and we'll probably catch you during wheat time.